Hey guys, Ashley here, also an Asian fan. I'm back here with another video, and today I want to talk about something that is Once You Hear related, and I feel like it just needs to be talked about. I am so tired of fans talking about this. It's about Brookis, also known as Brooke and Lucas. I am so tired of fans acting like they should have been in game because of personal things that happen behind the scenes. I am so tired of fans saying that they would have been in game if Chad didn't cheat. Listen, you were not, this video might not be long either, but I also don't want it to be too short. You were not in a relationship. You weren't there. You don't know. The only reason why people assumed that he cheated was because that's what the tabloids said. That's what they said. That's why they broke up. Sophie, to this day, Sophie said the reason why they broke up was because they were young. I think they were like, 20, 21 getting married? She said they were young, they were in love, and they didn't know anything about being married, and it just, once they got married, the realities probably set in. They probably were out of the honeymoon phase of their relationship, and they just didn't know how to make it sustain past the honeymoon phase. We don't know, we weren't there. But some people even like talk about the relationship. But yeah, she got so much resentment. She seemed so bitter on that podcast. I think for her, when she watched some of that stuff, I think for her it's like, I guess like reliving what happened behind the scenes for her and Chad. Like, you know, and I think the press kind of ate it up too with her and Chad. You know, everyone being in their business, they were young, they were famous. Well, Chad was already famous before the show anyway. He already had a huge popularity in the mid-2000s. He was like a major heartthrob. He was, and honestly, Chad is the only one who has maintained to work after the show. I don't think any of them have done pretty much of anything since the show's ended. I think Hillary walked away from acting because she wanted to take a break after leaving One Tree Hill, which I'm not mad at. She got married, she had children. She worked on a book. She's doing a podcast now. She's married to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which he's a lish. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm not sure what Bethany has done. I'm not sure what James has done. I know Sophie Bush was in Chicago PD? That TV show. But honestly, Chad is the only one who really has maintained a real career since then. Chad's been on, he's been in music videos. You know he was in Alicia Keys' music video? That's how popular he was. He was in Alicia Keys' music video. He got started on Riverdale, for God's sakes. He was on Riverdale. He was in Star, the TV show. Chad was in everything. Chad was the only one who really maintained his superstardom. But yeah, I am so tired of fans talking about they could have been so cute. They would have been in game if it wasn't for what happened behind the scenes with Chad cheating. It's like you weren't there, so shut up. Shut up. You were not there in a relationship. You don't know what they endured. Me personally, I'm going to assume what Sophie said, that they were young, they got married, and when they got married, reality set in, and it was like, I don't know, like I would assume that with her, it was the honeymoon phase. That once the honeymoon phase was over in a relationship, they kind of didn't know how to sustain it. Like, you know, the one relationship with somebody, you got to learn how to communicate, you got to learn how to, all types of things. And I feel like maybe with them, they just, they were so deep rooted in the honeymoon phase that they just couldn't learn how to be more mature with each other besides being younger. Me personally, I'm happy that things happened the way they did, because if they said they did stay married, we would never got Lucas and Peyton. And I don't give a fuck about how any of y'all feel. We never got Lucas and Peyton. I personally feel like Lucas and Peyton was the endgame couple. Me personally, I feel like making Brooke and Lucas endgame would have just been fan service to people who desperately wanted that to be endgame. Lucas and Brooke were never going to be endgame. They were two surface level relationships. They never reached that deep emotional level that people would desperately try to make it seem like they did. They never did. They could never talk without it they didn't have great communication skills, but it also wasn't bad. I just felt like I feel like Brooke was just holding back a lot, her emotions. I feel like Brooke never really like said how she really meant to me. I feel like she just didn't know how to vocalize her feelings without, I don't know. People always say Lucas never was honest. Honestly, I think they both were honest with each other about how they feel. Lucas knew he had feelings for Peyton. He should have just told her straight up that I just feel like I feel like I got some feelings for Peyton. I feel like I need to figure out what they are. And when him and Peyton would try to figure that out in season 4, she treated him like a villain. I don't owe you anything. We're not dating. I'll just explain shit to you. We're not dating. What the fuck? Who the hell do you think you are? The fuck? But like you said, I still care about you. I'm just hoping that we can still be friends. You know? Not saying that we gotta talk every day, but you know, I thought we can be friends. You know, I still care about you. I don't want anything bad to ever happen to you. But like you said, I honestly thought we could still be friends, but whatever, I guess. So I'm gonna let you do you. You do you, I'm gonna do me. And like he offered a peace offering, and she said we're not at war. Could have told me twice. It felt like it. I can understand that people might. The fact that Sophie was like I couldn't believe that she said in the podcast that the fact that he got mad for her not wanting to be friends. She's like, we broke up. She's like, you're still around the same girl. Yeah, we're broken up. What's your second point? I don't owe you a motherfucking damn thing. Do you motherfucking hear me? I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. We're broken up. I don't have to explain shit to you. Who the fuck do you think you are? You ain't no. Are you that entitled? Do you think I have to explain myself to you? No. Me and Peyton are friends. I care about Peyton. We're not friends. I don't have to explain shit to you. You're so insecure about me being friends with Peyton that you can't even be friends with me? Are you serious? You're that insecure. I'm so tired of people just feeling like they should be in game because of things that have happened behind the scenes. And it's like you weren't there. It wasn't your relationship. It's over. That relationship, they broke up in 2005. It's been years since then. Get over it, is what I say. Get over it. I understand people have a lot of favorite relationships that they wish people would have stayed together. You know, I do too. The two couples to me that I feel like if they were to get divorced, the world would end is Angela and CM Punk and Andy Black and Juliet. I personally like these relationships. I think they're cute. I think they have great chemistry with each other, and it seems very real and loving. If they were to get divorced, I would have to try my best to understand why in the living hell would they get divorced. I really would have to think long and hard about that. Because honestly, I don't think my brain would be able to figure it out. But I honestly would have not wanted Lucas and Brooke to be in game. I was so stressed out over the relationship that I just couldn't take it anymore. And I think another reason why too is because everybody liked Peyton and Jake. And it's like, dude, Peyton and Jake, they were cute, but it's like, I never saw that going anywhere either. Like, dude, in season 3 when Peyton went to go meet him, Jake was still on the run. He was still hiding from Nikki. It's like, y'all want Peyton to live in hiding with him? Having to watch her every move and look over her shoulder every 5 minutes because his psycho baby mama is going to try her very best to get her daughter and keep him out of co-custody. Like, that's sort of not healthy, in my opinion. I thought Peyton and Jake were cute, and I honestly feel like a lot of people who ship them only hate Lathan. I honestly feel like people don't have a legit reason for liking Peyton and Jake outside of hating Lathan. And, you know, people saying they don't get the whole hype around them and the chemistry and all that stuff. It's like, that's a blatantly lie. Don't lie. Again, I didn't mean for the video to be long, but I'm so tired of people on TikTok who got Brooke's fan pages. They keep saying the same thing over and over and over and again. That if Chad didn't cheat, they would be in game. It's like, how do you know? How you know? How you know they would have been in game? Were you a head writer on One Tree Hill on the CW? I don't think so. So to me, I feel like I'm glad that they broke up in real life, because if they would have stayed together, I'm pretty sure that Mark Shohan would have tried to make them endgame because they were dating. And I think Sophie said that the reason why they kept going back and forth with each other on the show was because people in the CW, the company, knew that they were dating, and they were trying to foreshadow that in the show, and trying to, make, I guess trying to show people that they were together, because the chemistry was always there between Chad and Sophie. No denying that. The chemistry was there. But I just feel like it was in your relationship, stay out of it, get over it, and deal with it. Brooke ended up with Julian, so it is what it is. And Lucas ended up with the person that he was meant to be with since season 1, in my opinion. It is what it is. So get over it. Brooke was never meant to be in game, and that is that.